I made it pretty far, all things considered. Thanks for your applause. Still, every time I close the door and another one open, I get this panic that my life is now on pause. The dark gets cleared, the board's been cleaned. There's nothing left on my screen. The plate is empty, so it seems. Now is the time to ask, okay, what's next? It's just fun while it lasted, nothing comes to you asking. So I really like to know what's next. Around the corner, down the street, whatever's meant for me to meet. I'm waiting for it to sleep, so tell me please, what's next? What's next? Maybe it's a little daunting, things I know. Silently it's haunting me and I'd like it to go. See, I could be 103 and still moving slow, full of promise and potential till my eyes finally close. I got time, got years and years, work to do, but I got fears. There's a ringing in my ears, so still I gotta ask, okay, what's next? It's just fun while it lasted, nothing comes to you asking. So I really like to know what's next. Around the corner, down the street, whatever's meant for me to meet. I'm waiting for it to sleep, so tell me please, what's next? What's next? What's next?
All right. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be in this awakening, transformative, chaotic, crazy world that we live in. This is the Sound Bath Cafe. Just to carry over Metaphysical Mocha Mondays over my Facebook page, where we hung out for a little bit longer this morning just to connect to the top fans. Let me get over to YouTube, make sure that we're broadcasting okay and the sound quality is good and that the chat function is set up. Looks like we are. Let me turn the volume down over here. Let's see, play. There we go. Okay, so good morning to you. Looks like we do have a few of you watching this morning. Thanks for being here on YouTube. We're going to try to do a sound bath this morning, and I'm going to take some questions if you like. Let me get to the invite if I'm doing this correctly. All right, copy URL. I think that is good. Close. Okay, so if you've made it over this far to YouTube, make sure that you are on the Soul Adventures subscription. Hi, Claudia. Thanks for making it over. Let me put the Zoom link in here. Passcode passcode is just 2022. It's the year. But that link will bring you right in. In order to interact with the chat, you actually have to log into your YouTube account. You don't have to have a YouTube channel, but you have to be on YouTube and have an account. So that way you can ask me a question. I'm going to do a few questions here. So for the few of you that you're watching, thanks for joining. If I don't get any questions, then we're going to go right into a sound bath that I have set up for us. Hopefully the quality is okay. Recently added. This is a sound bath that I recorded last month for my Patreon prospectors. They usually get about a month advance. If you're on the Patreon prospectors or one of the Patreon prospectors, you'll get advanced stuff of all this, and I'll put that link in the description field as well. Let's see here. So let's get a couple links set up. Copy. Let's see, I got to come back to a couple different tabs. So there's the YouTube if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to become a Patreon prospector and get those advanced interactions behind the scenes, personal readings every month, this is my platform for membership. It's based on different crystals. So we have the black opal, the muscovite, the ruby. There's 6 levels. You can get the jaded, the blue diamond, or the red diamond, and they all have different, you receive stuff depending on your membership. So that is now in the comment section as well. The video looks a little grainy, doesn't it? I'm not sure why that is. Okay. So let's see here. We'll be live on the air this Wisdom Wednesday for another episode of Inspired Living Radio. We're going to be doing for our veterans, Wreaths Across America. These are for our veterans that have served. The Global Player, that's the actual show page there. That link is in the comment section. Again, all these links are at marclainhart.com if you want to check out the different topics that we're talking about. The podcast now is ranked as we're number 22 on the most inspirational podcast to listen to in 2022. So I hope that you'll join us. If you have an Alexa and you want to get positive tips on spiritual tips, you can go over to your Alexa and activate this app. That's also in the comment section, and then you'll actually hear me recorded positive living on spiritual tips on some of the work that I do. So, and of course, you can follow me at Learn It Live, Insight Timer. This is where the sound bath is on Insight Timer. And let's get ready to do some prospecting. Unless you have a question for me, or if you want to come into the Zoom room, all those links are out there. And then, of course, we'll just finish up with, of course, marclainhart.com, where you can book a reading or anything else, or whatever's on your mind. Okay. So Claudia is watching while doing dinner. I love it. So welcome to my team. Misha, good morning. Was hard for me to find. Yeah, well, that's part of prospecting, Misha, is sometimes it's hard to find, but it's worth it when you find it. So welcome, Misha. Again, you just log into your YouTube account. This is something that we're doing. I stayed over a little bit longer on Facebook just for the fact that some of my fans had reached out to me personally and said, hey, Marc, do you mind just staying on Facebook? Some people don't have YouTube, or they just don't understand, how to get to YouTube, which is fine. But I just had a lot of problems with Facebook, to be honest with you, based on people setting up fake accounts and then sending friend requests. My Intuitive Prospector page has followers. It doesn't have friends. So you'll never get a friend request from me from the Intuitive Prospector, just so you know. So, okay. So we've got a couple of you watching. So if you have questions for me, go ahead and put those in the chat. You have to interact with the chat. You have to sign into your account. You don't have to have a channel, but you do have to have a YouTube account. So go ahead and sign in, or like, or share, or whatever you want to do. This is just a carryover from Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, and this morning we're going to do a sound bath cafe. That's why I'm calling it the Sound Bath Cafe. So if I don't have any questions, again, I've got my different tools here. So I've got my, if you want to, work with energy, we can work with this. Is always interesting. Set this up. You ask it a question and it starts to go based on the energy. For me, clockwise is yes, counterclockwise is no. I got my dowsing rods. I am a little sick. I do apologize. I'm just getting over a really wicked head cold and allergies. So I've got the dowsing rods, which are always fun to watch them kind of answer your questions. I can pull a card. I will put my t-shirt code in. I forgot to do that. So this is my t-shirt today. I'm your Huckleberry. So I have a bunch of fun shirts through Busted Tees, and they've now set me up to promote the t-shirts, and you get a special 20% discount. So if I can find that code, I will put that in there for you. My Patreon prospectors already, they've had about a month advantage on that. Let me see if it's on there. Okay, so not seeing any comments yet. So if there's no comments, then we'll get ready for the sound bath meditation, and let me know if let's see here, the discount code value, 20% off. There we go. All right. So what I'm doing is, this is Busted Tees. I'll put the website here too for you. I don't know, does it allow me to do pictures? I don't think it does. I don't think so. So if you like the t-shirts I'm wearing, you can go to this website. Bear with me, bustedtees.com. And they make a bunch of just fun t-shirts. So if you're like me and you like to be inspirational and encouraging and fun, then go over to this website, bustedtees.com, and you'll get shirts like this, like my Val Kilmer, I'm your Huckleberry from the movie Tombstone. And if you plug in that discount code, you'll get 20% off your order. And then put in that code Mark09548. That discount code will get you a 20% off that you won't get anywhere else, because I have an account with them. So, all right. So no question. Okay, wait, Mark, the positive change card is hitting the spot with my thoughts. I had the card you picked for me. Good, Claudia. So again, thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being on today's journey. If I could just get some feedback, this would be very helpful to those of you that are watching here. Is my team on? One, and I'll know if they're on because they come up with a little wrench. If you want to be part of the team and volunteer, let me know so we can get you set up on that. Two, how is the sound quality? Again, Zoom has made some updates to their platform. They used to be able to do like a share screen and you could do your audio, but they've changed that now. So I want to make sure before I do this sound bath that the what am I trying to say? That the sound effects are good for this sound bath. So because if the sound quality is not good, then it doesn't make for a very good meditation. So this is my sound bath. It's called a what is it called? That's a good question. What is it called? I had a name for it and I already forgot it. Because it comes up different on my iTunes than it does over on Insight Timer. So over on Insight Timer, it's called The Journey of Spirit, a sound bath to inspirations and transformations. So I'll put that link. So if you want to go check that out, it's had a couple downloads already. It's got a 4.4 rating. That's I'll take it. That's it's my first recorded sound bath. So sound is good. Okay, thank you, Misha. So there's the link to the Insight. This is the actual recording. So if for some reason the sound quality doesn't come through on this, I'm just doing this for the first time on YouTube. This will be uploaded to my playlist here for my Patreon prospectors, which is a private playlist. And then of course my Intuitive Prospector Soul Adventures playlist that has, I'm trying to get to 450 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, it's great. The music came through a bit bassy. It's a bit tricky. It's better with the direct streaming. Okay, thanks for that, Claudia. So yeah, the bass, I always have to, I'm a one-man show. I'm the editor, the producer, the talker, the interviewer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try this sound bath and see how it goes. I'll be monitoring your comments. So if you feel like you've gotten something from this, we'll go ahead and cue this up here. So we'll get this started here. I'm gonna turn my video off and let's just see how it goes. So pause. Go over here. So I wish I could, if I just stop video, it just goes to marclainhart.com. Okay. So I'm just going to, I'll monitor your comments if you have a question. This is from one of my Forest Friday hikes. Let me just kind of get you geared up. If the sound quality changes, please make a comment in the section so I know, because again, I'm just doing this for the first time. So this is called, oh, there's a link to the Insight Timer. This is the journey of spirit, a sound bath to healing and transformations. So I hope that you'll enjoy and join me. And again, make a comment in the chat section if the sound quality is indeed poor, and I can stop it. But let's give it a go. We're going to prospect. This is part of, I love doing this because you just never know until you try. So failure is first attempt in learning. So we're going to fail often. We're going to fail daily because that is part of the path. And I hope you enjoy this sound bath. Ooh, path, bath. That actually rhymed. All right, here we go. So you can put in the comment section how the sound is. That would be great. Just taking a nice deep breath. Relax. Nice deep breath, relax, connect, release, rejuvenate. Nice deep breaths. Letting the sound vibration of the sound bath awaken you, heal you, transform you, motivate you, inspire you. The future of medicine is sound technology, sound healing, a very ancient form of healing through sound vibration. These are the 532 megahertz bowls that I'm using during this sound bath. So Lori, we're just doing a nice sound bath, testing the sound quality. So hopefully the sound quality is coming through. And we're just doing a sound bath, just meditation, frequency, healing, breath. There'll be more sound baths to come and meditations to come here on the Soul Adventures YouTube channel. Take another nice deep breath. Listen to the sound of rain at 532 hertz vibrating through you. Run the breath in, breathe in what you want. Exhale what you don't. Getting grounded. Releasing what doesn't serve your higher path, your higher good. Tuning into your higher self. What do you want from life? What win can you get today? Just let go. Let go. Let go. Breathing in what you want. Exhaling what you don't. Breathing in what you need. Exhaling what you want to get rid of. This is my first sound bath recording. I will get better. My first published sound bath, I should say. The journey of spirit for transformations and healing. Thank you for being here today. Connecting, learning, growing, transforming to find that diamond within. Get grounded. Get connected. Release what you don't need. Let the universe return your sparkle of life, your drive, your passions. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, like I said, that was my first recorded sound bath published now over on Insight Timer. I hope that you enjoyed it. I don't know how the sound quality came through. I'll have to go back and listen to it, to be honest with you. But we're trying it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat board. If it was good sound quality, let me know. If it was shitty sound quality, let me know. Always looking for feedback. Thanks to my subscribers to the page. I appreciate all of you. If you want me to answer any more questions, now would be the time to do that. Like I said, I've got my pendulum, I've got my dowsing rods, I've got cards, and if there are no more questions, then I will call it a day and a happy Monday for June. Let me see, full screen. Let's see what happens when I go to full screen. Now, what does that do over on YouTube? Now I'm curious. I don't know. Screen? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I don't know. All right. So welcome back. That was a sound bath. We're calling this the Sound Bath Cafe this morning. I'll do more meditations here on YouTube. Of course, over on if you're one of my Patreon prospectors, you'll get that monthly meditation, monthly sound bath, and monthly readings exclusive for my Patreon prospectors. You can visit me at marclainhart.com if you have any questions. Every question simply answered for today. Okay. Lori says, I'll have a card, please, for some guidance for this week. All right, Lori. And again, I have the pendulum and the dowsing rods too. So if you want to actually see the energy work of your question, that's always cool too. So Lori, let's get you a card, and you're wanting a card for some guidance. Let's go. Seeing if I've just drawn something different. All right. So this is the card I picked for you this morning. Oh, let me get over my Zoom. All right, so Zoom has a different, it's changed, so I have to navigate. So this is called the Yes card. So this is all about saying yes. Yes is such a positive word. And yes, yes, yes is often heard by competitors when trying to psych themselves into a positive action. Are you ready? You know the answer to the question is. It's not a time to delay or to vacillate. If you've been asked a question or made an offer, then after consideration, you should give your response in a positive and favorable manner. It urges you to consider remaining active in all areas of your life. So it's a 5 and a 1. So from a numerology standpoint, what that is the 5 is about freedom, love, adventure. The 1 is your independence, and then 5 plus 1 equals 6, which is about self-care, personal responsibility for yourself, personal responsibility in taking care of others. So if that makes sense to you, then say yes. All right. So, all right. Okay, so let's see here. So that was for Lori. Hi, JS Score. So if you want to give me your name, because I don't know your usernames. Thanks for the sound bath. High tones were loud, low tones were dropping in and out, but still could feel the vibration. Okay, thank you for that. I'll work with Zoom. They used to be able to give you the ability to share your audio, but they've since upgraded, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I have a pretty good sound system, so I'll just work on getting better. If you want to get the actual published sound bath, it's in the link above over at Insight Timer if you want to follow me over there. But thank you, J Score, for the feedback. So I'll go back and listen to this as well, because this is my first time actually doing the actual live version of the sound bath. I'm going to put the recording up here shortly, and I'm getting ready to record another one called the Heartbeat sound bath, which has our heartbeat in it. So, okay. So let's see what time it is. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'll go for another 5 minutes. Again, there's a Zoom room link. If you want to come in and ask me a question, please do so. The passcode is 2022. It's in the link above. All the links are above in the chat. So thank you for that. What's your name, J Score? Just so I don't, unless you want me to call you J Score. So if you have your username and it's your name, great. If it's not your username, then just put in parentheses what your name is. So, all right. So thanks for subscribing, Misha. See that you've subscribed. Appreciate you. And once this, I guess YouTube you have to have a certain amount of subscribers to unlock certain things. So I'll just keep doing that. And eventually, I grew the Intuitive Prospector page from 2 followers to over 37,000 followers. So it just takes time and energy. Hi, Jenny. Where are you from, Jenny? Are you new to the page, or have you been following my work, or just happen to, find me on here on YouTube? And if anybody else has any other questions, go ahead and ask them now. And if not, then I'll start to wrap it up. So get to one of my Facebook approved songs here. What's a good song to wrap out with? Real life. Let's see here. Daydream's good. I Will Dance is good. Boy's good. All right. You're welcome, Lori. Good to see you, my friend. Maybe we'll go out with Daydream. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I think we'll end here. I hope you enjoyed the sound bath today. We'll be doing more here on YouTube to just, always improve, make it better. And just by showing up, that's a big part of life, is just showing up and finding the win today. So this is my win for today, is to be able to try to do a sound bath live through many moving parts on Zoom, to broadcast over on YouTube. If you want to learn more about who I am or the work I'm doing, you can visit me at marclainhart.com or internet search Intuitive Prospector. Have watched pre-recorded first time live. Okay, well, welcome. Thanks for joining us, Jenny, today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. You can find me through, like I said, go to marclainhart.com. You can also find me through Best American Psychics, Best Psychic Directory, Ariel Spiritual Community. That's where my professional work is. Oh, well, let's see. We've got a question. Let's got somebody. So if you're going to come into the Zoom room, just a reminder to turn down the volume of the show that you're watching. We'll admit in owner, see who owner is. And let's go to gallery view, switch our views here. So yeah, just make sure to turn down your sound of the show so we don't get feedback, and have you unmute. And we can see your lovely face, not just your nose and your eyes. So let's bring your camera down. American Psychic, Ariel Spiritual Community. Can you turn down your show on your computer so we don't hear that feedback? So if you're going to come into the Zoom room, just a reminder to turn down the. We'll mute her until she's ready. And then we want to be able to see your face. We only just see your nose and eyes. So are you able to move your camera down so we can see you? All right, maybe not. Okay, so hello there.
Hi there. Now what am I doing here? Let's see.
Okay, move your camera down just a little bit, because all we see, you look like the neighbor from the that one show where he would always look over the fence. You'd only see his nose and his eyes.
Okay, just a minute. All right, let's see. Can you see me now?
I can. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Let's change your name from owner to what's your real name?
Lori. I don't know how to do that. It comes up on the computer too. I'm like, owner. Yeah, that's me.
Well, I did it for you. So just so people know that you're not owner, that you are Lori. So how's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah.
What brings you in this morning into the Zoom room live on YouTube?
Well, I wouldn't mind a message from my dad if he's around.
Okay. Well, we know doing this work that Dad is always around, right? You follow me long enough to know that they're only ever a thought away. And I remind people, Lori, that you don't need to go to a medium to talk to your loved ones.
I know.
So I would put that more on you. So let's pull a card for Dad real quick on the clairs. Let's work on our clairs, because I teach people this. Okay. Because I didn't always talk to my loved ones. I didn't believe in this until, I lost my brothers. I didn't really think about mediumship or death and dying. So the card I pulled for you this morning is the Clairvoyance. Now, Clairvoyance is that ability, right, to see right here, right? This is Clairvoyance. Most people start with Clairvoyance or Clairsentience, which is the ability to feel, which the skin is the largest organ on the body. So the card reads like this: see clairvoyantly the death certificate of your dad. can you see the details relaying exact date and nature of passing? So let's talk about that. Because I would feel like if I asked your dad to draw close to me and give me a message, he would say, the death certificate doesn't really matter, and I don't have those conditions anymore. I'm actually quite alive and I'm quite healthy. So what's the date of his passing?
October 26th.
Okay, so October 26th. So let's pay attention after today's reading, what unfolds, that number 26 or October 26, right? Because they give us these signs, these symbols, this synergy, this synchronistic events that I teach on. And it's quite comical, really. And then the nature of his passing. So what was the nature of his passing?
Well, it was complications from COVID.
Okay. So COVID,
He
which
did
is
have
taken over.
cancer.
Okay, so he was dealing with cancer, right? And then, of
Yeah.
course, COVID came in. COVID has claimed over 1 million lives to date that we know of. That's not an accurate number. It never will be, but
Yeah.
that's still 1 million lives. And if you ripple out, 1 million lives is well over 10 million people that have been impacted by a loss of somebody by COVID, including you and your family, right?
Right.
So what would he say to you, Lori, if we had him draw close? And we can have him draw close by just taking a breath and saying, ask, believe, receive, perceive. We're going to work with our clairvoyance here. He would draw close to you and he would say what based on his passing? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? And why are you rubbing your arm like that? Why are you doing this?
I don't
Why
know.
are you doing this?
I don't know why.
Is that something he did in life? Was he working with his hands a lot? Did he do this in life?
I don't think he worked with he worked with his brain more or less.
Yeah, but when he would sit, is this something that he would do when he was alive?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm asking because I'm just asking why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
As we ask you to draw close, I'm like, why are you doing this? Because
I
a lot
don't
of times
know.
they will actually give us characteristics of their mannerisms when they're alive, doing this. Maybe they, I had somebody that would like to pull on their, I had a reading a couple weeks ago where her dad came through and he was pulling down on his ears. And that was a memory for her because she got her ears pierced for the first time and he was with her. Right.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that energy of why you're doing what you're doing. But what would he say to you about his passing from COVID? What would be his message? What would be the first thing that comes into your mind?
Just not to worry about it. And I don't though, because I know about death and I'm good with that. And I know he's here and all around. I know all that stuff. And you know what? I couldn't stop doing that did you notice that I tried? Right.
That's why
So obviously he sat at his desk and probably did this a lot.
Yeah,
but
and
you
only you can validate that, right? Only you can validate why you're doing what you're doing. But I have to pay attention, when you ask, believe, got to have a little bit of belief in this. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. There's a lot of energy around us that we don't see on a daily basis. But I asked him kindly to come close to you and I, believe, we're receiving now, and then we're going to perceive. And you're going to perceive that information based on your experiences and your knowledge of your father that I would not have. Right. But he would say to me, I feel the message would be stop worrying so much. The worry ward. You're putting worry and energy in place that it doesn't belong, and you're just wasting your time worrying about things that aren't going to unfold the way you think they're going to unfold anyway. And that's how his mannerisms to me. He was very practical in that type of thinking of what he did in his life. And he would just say, I'm fine. The COVID is no longer. I'm still alive. I'm very healthy. I'm just in a different way, and stop being. And he used the words worry ward. So I don't know if that's something he would have used in life, but I do feel his mannerisms would say, stop, Lori, being a worry ward. Is that true?
I worry about everybody.
Yeah. Well, let's stop worrying about everybody and let's just, not put that energy there. You're wasting
I've been trying,
And that's all we can do is just show up and try. But try to find the win today that I talked about. Make that win for today, that you're not going to worry so much. And when you do worry, just ask your dad to pop in and say, hey, worry ward, stop.
Yeah. I will do that. I have one question.
Okay.
And I do already know the answer to it, but I'd like you to confirm it. So somebody that I was close with is trying is wanting to make amends because they need something from me. And I've been told already to just don't bother. But I'd just like you to clarify that for me.
So let's clarify, this person in spirit or person in physical?
In
the
physical world.
Okay. So I'm going to say, if they're in the spirit world, they really don't need anything from you,
Yeah.
because that's the spiritual context of they don't need anything from us. But in the physical world, do you want me to use a card? Do you want me to use my dowsing rods, or do you want to use a pendulum for your
use your pendulum.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll set up and just make it so it's just cleared. Now for me, it's already starting to activate. I didn't even do anything. What we'll do is we'll ask it, and your yes will be clockwise, your no will be counterclockwise, and I'll tell you which way it's swinging.
Okay.
So just take a nice deep breath, set your intention, ask, believe, receive, perceive. So go ahead and ask your question. It's going to be a yes or no answer. And when you're ready, ask it out loud. I'll release.
Should I make amends with this person?
So it's thinking. Keep asking it. Ask your question one more time.
Should I make amends with this close friend?
So on my side, it's actually going counterclockwise.
Yes, I know.
So that's a
I
no.
already knew that. Yes, it's a toxic everything.
Okay. Now what you can do, just based on that energy, you can still love them from a distance and hold positivity from them from a distance. But sometimes protecting your peace is better to not have a relationship, especially if it's toxic, or it adds to your being a worrywart, like your dad just came through. If that adds to that, then protect your peace and just love them from a distance, and move into forgiveness, because unforgiveness keeps them in control. Forgiveness releases you to live your life and be happy with it.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Very much so. Yes.
All right. Well, the pendulum has spoken.
And it's funny that yours, because I have a couple of pendulums too. And I get an I don't know answer, and I get a no, and I get a yes. And my yes is the counterclockwise. That's my yes. My no is back and forth, straight, back and forth like this. And my I don't know is kind of a sideways thing.
Yeah, at first when I did it, when it started out, it just was kind of just doing.
Yeah, I was doing my thing.
And then it started going into that counterclockwise. It's funny because counterclockwise for me is no. Clockwise, because I just go based on clockwise is yes. Right. Counterclockwise no. Everybody's different, but
so when you got yours, did you ask it? Because I asked mine to please show me a yes answer. And
so when I first got it, this was actually gifted to me by a colleague in England. She actually had this made for me in England.
Beautiful.
And then when I was over there studying at the college, she gave it to me, and that's what we did is we set it up it's interesting because it's collected a bunch of dust off of it on the top here. But I set it up to tell me. I set it up to tell me what you want it to do, like what's your yes, what's your no, not my. And then my understanding was based on that. So good stuff.
Cool, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for joining me today, and have a fantastic rest of your week. Okay.
And you too. You too.
All right.
Thank you. Much love. Bye bye.
Much love. Bye bye.
Oh, where's my leave button? There we go.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. So thank you to Lori for coming in. Claudia says that feels like I do write a lot. That's why my wrist hurts. Yeah. So I just I always say to when I'm working with people, and I remember this because when I first started getting into this back in 2012, I was at the Omega Institute studying under John Holland and Janet Nohavik. It was my first really kind of dabbling into the psychic and the mediumship. And I remember I was doing a reading for a person in a circle, and John was standing behind me, and I was actually rubbing my neck, and I was trying to figure out how the person had passed into spirit. and I was asking them, but I wasn't really getting anything. And, you know, I usually don't do this. And John had said to me, why are you doing what you're doing with your body? Because again, sometimes we do it and we're not conscious of what we're doing. And I said, you know, John, I really don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. And so then he asked the person across, he said, did the person pass by hanging, or did they pass by suffocation? And unfortunately, it was a suicide, and they passed by hanging. So that's always stuck with me as a teaching moment, as a tool, just like what Lori was doing with her wrist. I'm like, why are you doing that? She's not sure. And that could have been just feeling the mannerisms of her. Maybe her dad wrote a lot, like you were saying, Claudia, and, you know, just exhibiting some of those, you know, those pains of life and the mannerisms of who he is. So I always remember that. So always pay attention. Ask, believe, receive, perceive. You don't need me as the medium to connect to your loved ones. I don't believe that anymore. It helps to go to a professional for maybe some more clarity, or to feel that message come through. And you need to maybe hear it from another person versus popping in your mind saying, is that my ego or my imagination, or is that really the spirit person? But, you know, when you work with your clairs and you develop your clairs through mindfulness, intuition, and awareness, then those abilities of mediumship really start to stand out, and you start to get those signs, those symbols, those synergy, those synchronistic events of something that is unseen, that is connected with you. And the more you draw to the mystic, the more the mystic draws to you and makes himself aware to you. Nothing to be, you know, if you're new to this, nothing to be, you know, scared of, nothing evil, nothing nefarious, nothing what you see in a Hollywood movie. That's all BS. You know, religion, I had to battle with religion, my own religion as a Catholic for a couple years, and learn, you know, the scripture. There's nothing in the New Testament that talks about mediumship in any kind of negative way. Jesus was probably one of the best psychic mediums of all time. That's why he's remembered. There's a lot of his language that was not put in the modern Bible of today. We know that to be true because we have found letters from the same time period, same paper, same writings, about 46 letters that were left out of the Bible intentionally. The Bible is really just letters of their time compressed into a book, 66 letters to be exact. And remember, there was not a Bible of the time for those people to follow. The Bible became based on letters submitted to the church. So there's a lot of information out there. And mediumship in the Old Testament, a lot of people like to use the Old Testament for mediumship and how it's, you know, evil. But if you follow history like I have, and you study different religions, you'll understand, going back to the council of during Constantine's time, 390 AD. A lot of people went to oracles and prophets before they were required to go to priests. And that's just based on a mandate based on Constantine. The Council of Thessalonians, I'm not saying it right, but I'd have to look it up. But it was interesting to learn that, you know, a lot of people in that time went to oracles and priests and prophets and psychics, because psychic is of the soul. And then all of a sudden you were required to go to a priest based on Constantine's doctrine of Christianity. So, you know, go back and learn different religions. I always, you know, especially as I started to unfold with mediumship and psychic and mindfulness and consciousness, and we've learned so much since then. I always remind people, you know, today, if you go back to the Salem witch trials of 1620, would you fear the witches, which is actually Wiccan, it's based on nature, or would you fear the people that actually were crucifying them and burning them and stacking rocks on them until they didn't breathe anymore, in that religious mindset? So we do weird stuff when connected. We do, and it's interesting. So just pay attention to that. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the sound bath. I'll go back and check out the recording once it's done loading on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe here so we can continue to build this momentum and this fun and inspiration. There'll be more meditations coming and more sound baths coming. And I just appreciate all of you. I'm going to sign off because it is a little bit after 10 now. And I'm going to get ready for the rest of my day and have a fantastic week. Until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. Most importantly, wherever you're at in this world, this changing world of ours, this chaotic world of ours, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live and discover that diamond within, and have an amazing soul adventure this week. And I'll see you next time here on either YouTube or over on Facebook, or maybe on TikTok Live or Clubhouse or Insight Timer. You never know. You just have to prospect to find me, and you can do that all at marclainhart.com. All right, everybody. Take care of yourself. Namaste.
One planet, 7.3 billion people, only one you. Life offers us many opportunities and learning experiences. Are you ready to explore and discover this beautiful planet, the life and energy all around us, the spiritual world, and what is unseen, along with your own personal soul adventure? Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector, is the spiritual connection you have been prospecting for. Internationally known as a tested and professional clairvoyant medium and spiritual advisor, Marc's work as a metaphysical teacher, medical instructor, radio show host, inspirational writer, and hiking guide are here to help you on a journey of self-discovery, healing, inspiration, education, and a whole lot of spiritual awesomeness. Dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. For more information on Marc's spiritual practice in Seattle, Washington, please visit marclainhart.com or internet search The Intuitive Prospector.